Me pese me few minutes bi na yedi nkomo bi ha very important pa. Na afin so obetimi do comment nso agu ahye ho ame yakenkan. Ene ne da wo hwe me program so a obetimi so subscribe to me channel. So be am the video to ho a onsa ebetimi aka. Na nkomo a ye ba betwetwe no ya chemu be 4 ene ye ba betwe sa nkomo yi. Eye Minister for Communication wa ba bonten abekasa de anuma bi agu akwan mu. Sanso ene ye abrante a odidi ye a judges for atem nso ono nso hu nsem kakra ba no ye de ba betu dwane a kire de eno nso ekọ akosie ana afensu ye papa ken Ofori-Atta enso ekọ abruchiri amanone a okọ akosa no ho yade letter abeto abonten no ene ye be pinsen mu ubetimi do comment egu afensu ubetimi so ahye program na mame na bibia nso aye kama ye starting free ye papa eye ken Ofori-Atta case ne so ye papa ken Ofori-Atta ekọ eya manone kosa ne ho yade na letter ba bonten letter me din kan dia to screen so say de be ya tiefo be hunu letter me ka ho asem ebia na obi wo ho onhu letter ne da na watimi ehunu letter ye ka ho asem yi de di kan sa krata ye din kan ba bonten a kire say omu release krata we on the 14th of February 2021 press release buy for immediate release sa ne atwere guso Ken Ofori-Atta off to USA for medical care. Eno ene ye headline ne da eye asem na nkasa so. Na obibebu sase we kwale se nkenhida nye case bia na adenti na Ghana for fa ne se ye case no. Eye case because say ababeto eye mframam ana ba bia ababeto no so wo se ye nyina ye kan letter no ne ye kire ya adwene because mo bo letter no e de ma Ghana for. Ye ntie nsem a wo krata nim na ye wi a wo so betimi do comment so aba ma yakenkan. First of all, or say, Accra, February 14, 2021, the Minister of Finance wished to inform the general public. For a general public, next or per se, general public ni idea and stakeholders that Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, the representative of His Excellency, the President at the Ministry of Finance and Minister designated for Finance, will travel to United States of America today for a special medical review. Yen mark we and semi kakria ma point wa he. Yen mark sa semi kakria mfanto. Oko abruchire for a special medical review, which means say your medical system na wo Ghana no enye. Which means your medical system na e wo krum ho na Ghana ti me mindful mu ni access to abruchire kono. Omo ankasa no omo a life is at risk. Oko abruchire for medical review. Enya no na ye ni problem o. Enya ne haye. Eno haye. Kolebu Teaching Hospital si ho. Minimpa say a president former Barako et say John Mahama ebe kan akura say a machine se gu ho no chen ekurobi machines. The best hospital e wo Ghana no. Omu di ho dance ye pa ma videos bibi atwagu ya obi a onim sa asem we bi ate dem mekan ase. It is what abruche for medical review dia na etwetwema so kakra se ene na medical system na wo Ghana na ho asem te sen. Ono so na Minister for Finance wo oman Ghana mu ho. Edie petition and I said die sika and I said die no ntimi release me mfa machines mba oman Ghana mu. Na se wumpo wanya dia ti me mindful mu oman Ghana mu ho no a omo nkurase no so yade na se nyame boa na obi okoduru ba bi na ba bi aduru no gise the machine si ne so a ya ntam na nkwa abuluchiri usi dua embumbo kwaku a sometimes it me bubo e wo say adu time empanyfo na nkasa ti me dwene eyeti me mindful no ho more because yade bi wo ho bebo ahwe mbo obi oti akurase yade bi wo ho bebo ahwe hwiani bi a oti se nsuo a ani nyefe nsuo a ekese utim se dirty pa o sesa nom no yade en embo sa hwiani no te se oso okọ abrochire for medical review yen kan later ni kwa akire o say after recovering from COVID-19 last December Mr. Ofori-Atta has had medical complications which doctors advise minim doctors omoman advice ne de say advice a doctors yi di ma papa yi say sa advice no ni doctor no de ma no wa abrochire no man advice de a minim But so doctor no Ghana no man advice say yade a ye say ne yes o yenti kwa abrochire kosa ho yade a. Na say doctor say wo Ghana ankasa kra ne yentimi nje omunni. Doctor say wo Ghana ankasa no. Na say omu kra yentimi nje omu endi. Because minim say a doctors fogu Ghana ho pan doctor. Omo bubo degree say ko hin ba yi nyina e wo Ghana ho. Nti say panyini yade wo man Ghana na sisi de ne fu plane kwa abrochire kosa ne yade a. Ene de ne car inji wo ya say no kosa difference be na wo. Ene de ne car ni breakthrough asay no kosa ni breakthrough. Difference be na wo. Difference e wo ni say ba ko de ye ni susu say wo de adwuma ene e kwa abrochire. De toso biem ni say wo ye minister of finance. A obetimi kura a make proposition bi kura de ama aban na sa to kuro no so. Se madwene amana tra beduru ahiafo so. Ahiafo apomuden madwene duru ho. Enti se hia ni bibi se ye no a onya sika mfa nkwa abrochiri nti ye nkwa kra machines megu Ghana ho a hospital nim. Na Ghana fo ahiafo yade a etima sa omo yade. Mo antima andwen no because se mo hu se mo yade a mutimi kwa abrochiri ekoye mo ho exams na masaba. Obi nso beka se ebia na papa no nipa a okwa akoswe no ewo ye Ghana ho doctor obesa ne yade no obeka se the we are Ghana doctors for si ye wicked no so munya hu se Ofori-Atta ebia health condition ya papa bibi sei na ato no na doctor wo hwe no ye ebia papa ye ogina ho ye a obi betimi akoma ni sika mana awo ne pane bia mana wu enti ono so sa suro eno so sa wo ni tirim sa anhwe na doctor me hu ni se me personal doctor kora no anhwe na obi asa akoma ni sika amana be wo me pane amama wu enti ono nso saa hye ne tirimo usuro Ghana doctor saa na obi nso betimi aka saa se bia no nti na okwa abrochira kosa no ho yade enti eno ma mienu ara se usuro Ghana doctors anaso doctor papa bia ni Ghana ho anase machines ye de besosa na yade no ebi ni Ghana ho saa na meka se ya abro na omobo oman Ghana ya abro yade ye bebo hiani no sikani ye bowa undi 1 minute kwa bewu yen toiletek na ye kan no so letter ye twas was say he is expected to be away for 2 weeks. Mr. Ofori-Atta was scheduled to appear before the appointment committee of Parliament on Tuesday 16th February 2021. The leadership of Parliament has been duly notified for a new date fixed upon his return in the Hoahi. Intinye na abrochire a wo ne hamiu na emom butaye ode kwa abrochire ni say okọ for medical review okọ akosa ne ho yade medical care doctor say wo Ghana enye papa ene ye 1 number 2 machine say de behwe omo yade e wo Ghana ebi ni ho entiji so okọ abrochire kosa ne ho yade na how many days how many times da bia na mo yade a mekọ abrochire kosa mo ho yade da bia ana mo yade a mo besfa plane akọ abrochire akosa mo ho yade de aba Ghana ho ewa abra Ghana minim se universities for nkora bia wie school omo so akoye doctor's degree ebi kura akobo degree wa abrochire aba o man Ghana mu ho ontimi nsa yade aye papa yi minim yade kura aye na ode kode covid-19 ni ye na ne ho to no wie ye no ne ho ni onya apomudin biem into a medical review yate ase the medical review na akode a ebina untimi nko ya ye krom Ghana dese Ghana ne yekoy anase ye bai yekoy anase ye bai because ahiafo yade a omho beto omo Ghana ho esikafo yade a wo se nko omho to omo Ghana no debi this wo fu plane ko because ebiko onji environment ni nzendi ti se sikani anase obi oda aban mu oye finance minister no nje doctor se wo Ghana ndi a because enunti na wo kwa no betima ye 1 2 ebi akwa wo kono doctors e wo Ghana ometima sane yade ne bi ni Ghana ho omo wa abrochiri enu so ye 2 na ye doctors omugu Ghana yade be no mosa yade ben ena ometimi sa wo ye ne doctors omugu eye o man Ghana mu ho no eye because say hospital store omasisi no machines egugu mu nduru a ye de ma eye patient omo Ghana ho no omo hu no omo ho say sa nduru no ene machines no sa yade na aye omo no entimi nsa na se koye hiani ankobe dan kwa abrochiri nti ye de esre opanyini ufiri abrochiri ba de okoye etimi sa wo yade no yade kro no ebitima to obi bia wo man Ghana mu ho no pe ho aka de home machines, hundru, na bo petition, na wankasa, true former parliament, na munjin tum na munkofa machine in Misigana ho. Na yadie na ambone kubu hia ni bia, yadi asane yadie. Na nkwaye se hia for de omo ho kire omo anase yadie bi bo omo a, omo ntimi nkwa abruchi nti na se wuwa na yeso wu. Eno ho nkomo ana na mpese me chichim kakama nkofo ti no mabiase. What I say, because I know my echoes one and wedding. Sana brantie bi kodidi eye ajeje for atem. E ma mbetina ha kan sa asem we say, a brantie atem didi a wakodidi. E betimi di ekire ebiaba ama ya che no. Amanfo etimi fa phone e de frame me. A no mo nti de me kanase. Ebia na atuni. Oye ni program mo typing more fire no. Edu time a ye che na more fire for na no mo ho odin pa o. Every time I wanya problem no more fire for near on baby so mo aboa ama ho ato no wo be bre rof wo ye hiani a anase wo ni bibi etawo chi a sunson ho enkoka se Honorable Kennedy wa hina Japan aka bi pen ntimi so meka bi okobi wa no koka se Honorable Kennedy eka bi pen emire bi atwam odi judges atem ntimi so medi bia master asema ebeto no wo be bo wani na Honorable Kennedy wa twam ko Minkase or your superior or Ghana ho be antimi yenehwe. But to whom you know na ekos wo Ghana any mpanyimfo no mo Ghana at least omutimi nya connections na de ade wa ban mu ni sa no maneoma no. Omo no treatment no ene ahiafo ye ne de enye peda. Afe ni ye bom pae se eja nke mre wo Ghana no omuntimi mwa na mra no ntimi ni asikafo ni ahiafo ne enso ye eja nya etima ye flexible kakra enya nyeye yenyanka ho asem nwie enti wonim se wonni bibi tawochi a enkodi di obi atem nka se sikani bi adi bi paint misumi kwa akodi bi ade bechi na wodam obadwene ho awonte ase yenti de asem a brante ne kan mi a ne yera ba bonten a OWUSU se ne yere pa acha oso oni baby a ne kunkura wo ebi na me kan yi ebi na me kan ya nkofo ante ase mi a metie mi ni baby a wo me betu fu ye di matem tisi yesi abechew wo yi ne yiri kwa so ni baby wo onenam obi aso ni baby onam unko na ni baby a wo hye eso hwe ho yi enche bia na mtisi yesi a poison wo sade yi e wo politics nsensem hu ya o ni yesi a poison minim de wo pese wo hu de bet mesrew sinyakopon boa na opii ba hwe wanam yi hwe okasam yi enye wa adwen se panyin bia di obi atem panti misumi kwa akodi bi ubenya wa asem yo
for their own selfish interest or musika kakro mubenya the Supreme Court judges. And I'm telling you, sir, the Supreme Court judges have broke the neck of democracy in this country. They've made our country useless. You no oma chinchimi yensa oma say democracy no. Now they've made a country coup d'etat. Now Nanadu will continue to rule this country. Nanadu will rule this country, hand over the baton to any party at all he wants. Until Alano will ever become a candidate will end up winning automatically. You can't send them to court. If you send them to court, the same useless, greedy bastard judges are still there. They are the same people who are going to rule. Wicked judges, useless judges.
Okay. Eti nensam ne de wa metwa so mese muhu asem a meka ho asem no. Na odi nkomo we nyina wieye no. Ana ye apolisifo akwa no. Ye fa no ewieye no yentie eye nsem a apolisifo de atodwa. Na before ameto a ye abrantie we de no so no mebo. Before ameto abrantie we de no so no. Eye Minister for Communication aba bonten de nsem bia betodwa. Chese obe krosu eye radio stations bi ni no maneoma bi. Asese de emre bi omo hyehye. Eye ntie nsem oni tu ye wi an maba abrantie de so me ye sure se edidi atam ne nsem a ekoso media no so no. Na mo ma start omo so mo esone so. Na asumdue ba ayo man Ghana mu ho no yentie de oli tuja
by that. Now, just to summarize, the National Communications Authority is mandated by Section 2 of the Electronic Communications Act 2008, Act 775, to regulate the radio spectrum designated or allocated for use by broadcasting organizations and providers of broadcasting services. Upon assumption of office, I informed them to enforce their law. That's all that I did. Currently, there are 625 authorized FM stations in Ghana as at the end of 2020. 625. A total of 452, representing 72%, are in operation, and 173, representing 28%, are not yet in operation. In 2017, following my charge to them to enforce their law across sectors, not just in broadcasting, the NCA conducted an audit exercise, and which indicated that 144 stations had committed several infractions, which necessitated that they be sanctioned. There's a breakdown of who did what, but I'm just giving a summary. At the end of the exercise, 56 FM stations were closed down. 43 of those stations have submitted fresh applications for authorization, out of which 30 have been processed and granted new authorizations to operate. The remaining 13 applications, I'm informed, will be processed within the first quarter of 2021. So by the end of March, the remaining 13 applications would be processed. Mr. Chairman.
Process for what?
Well, there's a procedure. Maybe let me recap. After the FM audit, certain fines were imposed ranging from several millions of cedis to thousands of cedis on some of the affected stations. Some operators started paying those fines. There was a huge outcry that the fines were too much. And so I came to this house and announced that upon consultation with the board, we're taking the decision to reduce the fines. The board itself took further action to reduce the fines to 1 year. Some had been in default for over 16 years, and they had calculated it backwards. Dissatisfied with all that, some of these stations went to court or the tribunal. Now the tribunal decided that the NCA acted wrongfully in imposing fines on those whose authorization had expired and had not applied for renewal. They could only impose fines on those who had valid authorizations. Now, if you do not apply for renewal 3 months at least before your license expires, it means you do not have a valid authorization, and you revert to the position of somebody who is now going to apply for an authorization. And so the NCA had to refund the monies that they had collected from those that they fined. And if the law doesn't allow you to operate without a license, then you do not have the right to operate without a license. And that's what led to the shutdown of the radio stations. So it was by operation of law. And there are several cases that decided that at the tribunal. And I can leave copies of it for the House, if so required.
Chairman, just a follow-up. So you are in the political space, freedom of expression, guaranteed constitutional right. The vehicle to express it is either through our map as we do, or through the medium of radio and television. Walking the delicate path of a balance, will you consider the closure of FM stations an affront to freedom of expression or a negative to its enhancement in our country?
Absolutely not. to enjoy any right, you come to equity with clean hands. But if the same law which grants you the right to operate as a radio station in furtherance of the freedom of expression, you flout that law as a citizen of this country, you are subject to the laws of this land and the sanctions applicable. And we cannot by any stretch of the imagination say when the law is being applied, it means it's an infringement on the right to free expression.
My question is within the context of your own reference to a judicial decision that those fines, assuming that is what informed a closure, you had done harm to freedom of expression.
The judicial decision was that they did not have the right to impose fines, and they should enforce the law which applies to those who operate without authorization.
So
that
did the imposition of the fines occasion the closure of any FM station?
No. The imposition of a fine did not occasion the closure of any FM station. Those operating without valid authorizations in violation of the law were closed down in implementation, in the enforcement of the law.
Come on. Please, if you may indulge me for long. So, Honorable Minister Designate, from all that you have said in respect of the radio stations and NCA closure and imposition of fines, strongly you are making a case that you had personally not targeted any particular radio station as no. Very important. Neither had NCA targeted any particular radio station for political reasons. I just would want you to underscore that point from what you've just said.
Mr. Chairman, it is not possible for me to target any particular radio station for special treatment. Many of the names, I had no idea of what the political leanings or ownership of many of these stations are, apart from the known ones. And I believe even the chairman's own station suffered from this exercise, or a station he's affiliated with suffered from this exercise. It couldn't have been selective or discriminatory or unfair. Unfortunately, in enforcing the law, you have no way of knowing where the chips would fall. And so you work to ensure that you do it with a human face. And I believe that's what the NCA was trying to do when it imposed the fines, instead of closing down the stations outright. I'm not sure they opted for one or the other, but they figured that, and many affected persons did. On appeal to me, I directed them to go back to the NCA to sit down and talk to them and see how they could enter into payment terms and arrangements for them to settle these and some did and started paying. Others chose to go to court, which was their right.
So Muntie and Radio Good were not targets?
Absolutely not. If they hadn't acted in contravention of the law, nobody could have touched them or targeted them, no matter how much you disliked or hated them. You couldn't touch them because they would have been compliant with the law. So I'm grateful for this opportunity to clarify the air on that. Thank you.
Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable nominee, this my question goes back to connectivity. There are many communities lacking telephone connectivity in this country. Recently, His Excellency President Mahama was in Turwe in the Savannah region, attending the burial of the late member of the Council of State, Tulewura Mahama. and all attempts to reach him, even in an emergency, proved futile.
Okay, eti utie de omo eka enche radio stations ni TV stations bim ebenya problem bi enche saa de ne be koso because NDC for ebe to pressure na NDC for nso to pressure nti say radio station we NDC a MPP for be to pressure na NDC for koba na afi na tija na afi namu ti enche akonfuo bimu station benya problem because of this kasa what is see no enche kra ti say what Ghana now they all say ube use platform and say TV station na odi akansem abu nkofo aye noma basa brofo ne ahwe gu odi ama no e wo mram etua na bo say yes ato afa yenko eye abrante na okọ eye agagefo so ekokan na adwene kakra ede kire omo ankofo ye kan ne nkofo enti ase no sesei yakwa akwache no na ye chi ni wie ye no ne yere aba abonten esu outmi say echew pa nyina ewunamu a enye asem ketwa yenko tie eye US baby okọ sukuu no baby okọ nu sukuu no ensem o mo de aba betudwa echew pa o mo pa eni ade wi ana afia de ne yere nso de asoso
that's why me so now mother chief na ase
good exactly the issue and attain KUST chapter more Trokrata to apologize na musan excellent for mercy.
Actually yes SaGA you should move na you think
for your own selfish interest
on the 12th of February 2021 say you nipa bako as a security agency no SaGA no na you cry him say ye NID say ye BNI say ye you name security agency cry it's making no inquiries are you say on Saturday 6 February and omukochin wo ononi hostel a new site e hanom okay in the USA na initially na you comment on make ye na you make ye further investigations you say na ye contempt criminal contempt about that Supreme Court case you comment there on your social media and security agency meeting that picking up it's in the hostel and you see one of the year you do organize a press conference now address na getting a party on behalf of the brother no because one what a passo investigations cry for mononi hostel say see no cause security for no more hostel in security agency cry or babe fano and secondly nebusian for cry in no thirdly so bet here school ni bi etisa I will say first being a student affairs also and someone say to me aka addition etisa you inquiry directed and party through that procedures no and now to me eche no 1 week echem and say kram po ye to say o match ni tabako enti ye say the security agency no omo betimi eja me sisia na yen kan say atem no mu chaso de na eche no mo timi dia pass through we school na
yeah hello koi line break but I know what position we exactly information ben and in respect of the say one more by in a car and on the no how was the form of the arrest in a Rambo style and I say a plain clothes police and security officers my that understanding
from investigations I say now or honoma ahomaten and security agency no mobile now cause almost 87.9 it's almost no petia almost dom wedi amfan kire obia say omoye national security so omoye NIB so omoye BNI almost dom wedi amfan kire obia sa and omde no kwai
wow what's the ban now
I'm saying Crystal Paradise or I'm here to maybe a few host on the Yankasa you inquiry your doors if you host on Nakasa maybe a few host on the Yankasa.
No, Abante, ni full name you're saying?
The friend of Simo Awenga. Sana Nedin.
Awenga or Ayamga?
Awenga.
Or you're non-10 member. Because as a vice president of KNUST 10, or you're non-member, I wouldn't even as a person.
When the endorsement and endorsement, and now we know a postgraduate student in Oba campus and share down KP. It's in the personally.
But more executives, no, and the 10-year NDC Mebuna more university Mebwa. And I'm welcome who boom. Okay, and there will be one will be 10-year NDC. For Mebuna, one more hours your pomu, and I'm and now, Mabo mo party penning for Amania.
The party I done women dano the consulted from National Secretariat. Into energy the say the coding of student affairs. If you want man, you be making further inquiries and so find the National Secretariat.
And the regional executives of the party were more aware of any of these.
Regional, me contacting regional, but I'm yet to contact regional. Any Monday, by the close of the day, they pass it through all the procedures. Yeah.
Nebo, almost be a police krata, a BNI krata. I don't know conclude this a police for an script in Abachom. Abachabranti.
Actually, you do honor in security form hostel honor catch a national security a state security agency and the channel. But as you say, almost is a year a best agency Oman choice.
Now and they are able to confirm say they were security officers.
Yes.
And police come home and I said, I want to get that clarity.
Security agencies from the state were making criminal contempt comments into Sana a security for our more it may a catcher or more unravel the tray. I appear that.
Okay, I was a friend who joined the discussion. I Acquah 87.9 FM. We're following a story. A supposed KNUST 10 student. All of us say.
Third year, postgraduate student.
Okay, postgraduate students.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Now, so postgraduate, you should have a 2-year program.
And so, a best of the certificate level 200 into a Dokono final year level 400.
Okay. I see. And the postgraduate student we told say one more or make it now comment no the Facebook, WhatsApp, and answer them.
WhatsApp comment. No, make it.
Or make it group 10 for group mana. WhatsApp group. And when you ask a copy and answer of the statement, and answer comment no.
Comment no. More actually from National Secretariat in Tibianca Sakura number the SND to call National Secretariat. Tina or say Semikotina Omoma Madame de Mensan Kujina with Red Box.
Okay.
Omo cross examiner. Na say ba say the Supreme Court no. Ebu na ni buso na wanye sa dia NDA. Obitini asset Supreme Court no e on fire. Bana. No, it's me a man comment no.
Oh, I see, and that is very serious one there. I see. Then, as a see, I'm going to say a free sees and now 15th, right?
Yes.
And more than 10 days. Those are about 11 days now.
Yes.
Ubiante
baby.
Wow. But our postgraduate course by the way.
Emergency nursing students.
Emergency nursing students.
Yeah.
Upon postgraduate, okay, US.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, yeah, checks here at the Investor Relations Office, and the also said they do not have any official communication to this Nkomo AD. They officially not aware.
Yes, the university is not aware.
Now, my draw the attention of the investing management.
And now Monday you do make sure the position of the affairs by the course of today.
Wow, that's serious. That is serious. Anyway, Maame, inject ye follow up. Na fe ye hu de ebe kwa kwesi. Bibi wufu bi aba. Sesi edi anamo na mo ankasa mo ya 10 executives.
Senior misika ene ye be coding of student affairs omo na school ni bia best school ni bia ho nyoma omo na show mata ye be contact of student affairs senior e be sia ko bia ye de bia be call regional and national secretariat na ya she senior nyoma bi sia ko
Abisa for friend wa join here a KNUST student or emergency nursing a postgraduate student. You say wakomeki WhatsApp comment be about Supreme Court nsensema ekosie ema asemno yesi anu hyepa na womo say bambofo bi abefa no e de free ni hostel on the 6th of February ya yumi 11 days ni womo enter nka so ohye so afa hen so yeden say ye security fo ampa na befa no anasesen ni nyina eye nkomo anopai ye ne eye Joel Kwe ono a 10 vice president KNUST and a edin kobo and the person nya understanding of exactly the situation. In fact, and opaya ye kosi ye investor relations office akasa almost officially they are not aware. And the one some a very dangerous. Abante no manya the family, any of their family relatives and then edin komo amomo and so say be our na saying
I love that they contact me the parents almost nim baby omo ba no OWUSU a omo nti baby a
and the parents are confirm say omo ya we so match ne omo ba no
yeah omo confirm.
That means officially no more regional executive of the party NDC crown man you.
Yeah, it's meaning that na ye tin Efya na do.
Oh, okay, Momo Tere and Chief Yada Nadia.
Fiada Nadia.
Say assembly see on the 6th of February.
Yeah.
Now
exactly 1 week now in tea.
Ni roommate for no Wendy Biruma Kasabo Mamo. The vivid understanding of exactly your course so now you better any access to any of them.
Yeah, roommate no special senior CTBA. I just me contacting about na me say or mo contactor. But say no mo kai and the almost anopa pa na o mo ba be fan say room.
Hi, good day. Your friend me Dr. Victor Nana Dankwa because every big dank healthcare. And probably then call for hospital like catch up someone your liver and kidney related conditions. Obi on my so fatty liver. Obi on my catch so when your hydronephrosis. Obi on my catch so when your pyelonephritis, which is inflammation of the kidneys. Obi on my catch and send the kidney so be a major now. Obi on my send the creatinine and I send the GFR. And until we so how now sit me tatai. I feel don't send me an atom. Johnson now be Johnson, we say phone be about training. Kawakuma to him. And until now, Vigdan Healthcare, Yabase, yet an alternative way so ever so yare.
So over Vigdanka, it was serene environment with ultra modern facilities. Now so share your Acquah, there was painters, Coca-Cola runabout, close to Fidelity Bank, Stanchart Ichironuma.
Asema omoka no, utie di omoka. Afi no mefre eye abrante ne yere ankasa won ne tie. Ama ne yere nso waba ba chiri ma report ya ekoso. Se de medi nkan aka no. Wo online na wo kasa na mo fire no ma ne ye odemi bra. Obetimanya problem because say emra na wo Ghana no eye adwuma but ye ne ahiafo ne timidi e mo. Eno ne ye bompa ye ne fight say betimi so betimi ate. Na ye nyina yetimi atena Ghana somdwem. But untimi nkoye ohu sesi ya emra ne nya ngine ho chinchina atwansa no. Enkodi obi atem because obi aye bi pen eno di asem betimi abro utie nkomo omo twetwe atimi sa branch na koto problem a ano edin edimano yentie ne
Maame Madam Eunice Adongo wife of this Abrantia Simon Ayamga we told say yachinin wafi yamwachem wakwa badeba akoma 87 FM Kumaze.
Good morning.
Me pacho oho ye de.
We are doing well, guys.
The radio say, where are you now, Madam Eunice?
I'm at Sandema.
Sandema now. Me pacho, who is Mr. Simon Ayamga to you? Hello, Eunice.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, who is Mr. Simon Ayamga to you?
That's my husband.
Oh, okay. I just wanted this for the purpose of clarity. Me pacho, what in Nka? Well, the last time I went in the Kasaye, where is he?
On Thursday.
Last week Thursday.
Thursday, around 6:40 something thereabout.
In the morning or in the evening?
In the evening, 6:40 something p.m.
And what did he tell you?
What he told me was like he used a private number to call.
Okay.
87.9. And saying that he was at National Security Command Center, Acquah.
Wow. Doing what?
According to him, that he was picked up, that he made certain comments on a WhatsApp group.
I see. And since then, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, today is Monday. Have you spoken to him again?
No.
Has anybody else called you from the national security?
No.
For how long have you been married?
For the past 12 years.
Oh, I see. And how many you are blessed with how many children?
87.9.
2. For how long has it been in Kumasi? That is KUSC to be precise.
Yeah, he went on the 9th of January.
Oh, just this January?
Yeah.
And have you been to Accra yourself since he told you that he's been picked up by the national security? Have you been to Accra yourself? I see. And what has been happening since last Thursday you spoke to him in the evening? What has been happening? The children, yourself, how are you taking it?
Acquah
87.9. Wow. Were you surprised to hear your husband at the National Security Command Center in Accra? How did you receive him? I mean, when he mentioned that to you in the interview.
I don't know, but
Kafra.
I was shocked.
You were shaking. Wow. Eunice and Nkolano emienu no omo ayawe omo di mfeze. Hello, Eunice. Kafra, I know it's not easy to put yourself together for this interview, but I person penny 40 said they can have mercy and they need an assistant so I understand your situation, and I mean it's so terrible. Kafra and Kwalano Omadim saying they've been aware so my papa is in the grip of the security?
Yeah, the elder one is 12.
Okay.
And the young one is 3.5.
Wow. And what have they been asking you? Where's dad? What is it? What has been the discussion with them?
Yeah, for the elder one, he can read. So what I saw on social media, I gave it to him. He read, but even to eat, it's a problem.
Agyin FM 87.
And
the young one, is for him, it's every day. Anybody that will call him will be crying that so I should give the phone to him to talk.
Kafra, Eunice, let me re-emphasize that the purpose of the discussion is Yabaman penny for any humobro, Nadia Sibia, no wetimi abuano. I understand. I'm aware say by 2 weeks or Baba MSM. Kafra. For the breaking news and open comma and say emergency nursing student, postgraduate student at KNUST arrested by national security over the weekend last Thursday. In fact, Maame Eunice Adongo Awujinasui, the wife of a gentleman, the Simon Ayamga Ayasi Yachini, and the emotion our day kasa, it is so serious. And in fact, Anope Miraho, were you surprised, shocked to hear your husband say or make a comment? Do you know him to be that politically active on Facebook, social media, and so on?
Like what I know of is like our this in the house that youth in politics in Bongo. And that group, I'm aware that he's in that group, but this one, I don't really know much about that.
Have you personally seen the supposed comment? Comment on the WhatsApp, and have you seen it yourself?
Agyin FM 87.9.
I even saw, to be frank, I mean, but just when I even saw the head, like the heading of it,
wow. Eunice, did you hear the message in social media and sana ukunu freo, or he called you and sana wote say BBC? Who broke the news to you? Or was it the first person or on social media?
Oh, hawa ediaba asema wo kanede wo kire na adwene say a lawyer for and as a judges for na de omo ye no ono nani nje ho wo kire na adwene but ekwan onam so wo kan ye no na akofa asemu nyina ba ko ka betima kire wo adwene a kire wo ama ntiase aye adwuma sa temdidie na ebe mu obi betro so a type comment de ama Mrs. say ona bo Kennedy di atem oni we the difference be na wo mu difference wo mu say we ni akwachi ni obebu samsa de tin anche wo ni akwachi we eno we minim ho hwe de metimi aka ne say wote wo na wonim say wonnim bibi e tai wachi a enye de asikafo ye ni bi etuwe de mesere say wote Ghana ho na wohu sesikani bi di premier ni bi atem a emfa nche otrim sesikani adi premier ni atem entimi so mekwa akodi bi e de asem betimi abrawo yenhwe hu yi na yenhwe ano kasa yi say communication director for akasa minister wode nsema tudwa afi no mo ba be hyemu kena ma ano ayedin omo mudi atem say ni oma ebu nkofo social media ne na de ne kekeka ho e wo Ghana ho ne ade no afi na mmara na nkasa eba bet mesrem obetimi a kire wa adwene e de a kire panyini bia wo man Ghana mo ye wo ka bi ma menka bia momuo eno nkire se kodi obi atem eno nkire se kodi obi atem so what I say ko kire wa adwene no wi sun kire na adwene metia da bia me kasa me ba social media me ni obi atem enso ma asem ko emmpanyfo tie ye mame ma asem ko ye tie ye mame ɛno nti manya links mebrɛ ni mpanyinfo di nkomo ye wo kasa bi abetimi aka ye kasa bebu apanyin no kura te otimi se we de awo me na wo fi waye de opɛ de ama wo ba so me di na tem de emwa mumi en register from saade no se panyin bi di atem timi so me kodi bi ebetimi de how bi e de abrawo entie anase enhwe more fire ni mebree wo hwe more fire ni mebree na wo ye wo ho se eye ode because nkofo ye more fire ada more fire fo ne ye beche wo no wunya ba kokora na wabeye video kora wo wonso video na onye demonstration video so se ye di watemade ntina wakwachi enipa odi anim hwan na ohunu se o type papa ye chi a waye video kora de defend no obi anye video ni bi ti more fire ne de aya memo adwene nko mebree wo de bia de kire wadwene kire mpanyifo me ye sure so ombete aya ma odan se atemdidie bebem enye suban papa afutu kakra we na me de bema menua menim se yede obeba abonten menim se obeba menim se yede a wo so opie ba abonten beto ba woni amserew atemdidie de emboa me da so he program obeti ma share so da mama na leave comment so wase o afi so me like no so na share program no so ma me subscribe so in case ene no face da wo he program a ya mi shira pa